Have a look at this. So in this video, I'll show you how you can automate writing presentations and proposals to your clients just using automation tools such as make.com, or you can use Zapier or anything. In this video, we're going to be using make.com. So I can show you an example of presentations that we've been able to capture just using automation scripts. You can see we can generate endless amount of proposals to our clients, uh, presentations for new client deals, or just talking about case studies of what we provide to our clientels. So you can see these are beautiful made presentations. So you can take it uh, as a way to create a Canva for presentation. So we are using something called Gamma App for this. So Gamma App is very similar to what you call Canva. So Canva you use to create presentations as well. You can use it to create images, but this is one of the best AI tools you can use to create presentations. Simply just using your prompt, or you can also use API keys to generate presentations on the fly. In order to do that, you need to go to settings and get your API keys to continue doing that. Okay, so heading back to make.com. So the scenario is to get a code lead, write a proposal for on a code lead's information, write a proposal on that, and then send that across. Or you can also review the presentations internally before you actually send it across. So in this video, we are using Google Sheets to capture or to get our current code leads. We pass it into OpenAI to do research for us, and then we pass it into Gamma app, which is the app for presentations. We'll wait for a while, get the Gamma email we're going to be sending out to the client. Based on what the presentation is about, we need to compose that, making sure everything is in line, in the right messaging, right branding, before we can actually push it out. We're also using Slack for a messaging channel. So what I mean by that is we would like to send the whole presentation, what was composed, what was researched, to Slack. When we get it on Slack, we can then review it internally, and then push it out to the clients. Or alternatively, you can also plug in an email service module here. You can just click on the module, click on mail. You can put on email, and then you pass down the email address of the code lead, and then you can push it to them. But ideally, you want to also want to review at some point the quality of what you're pushing out. Most of the automation is just to generate the presentation for you. Okay, so heading to the first module, we have Google Sheets here. So in this Google Sheet, what we're doing is we're connecting our Google Sheet to make.com. We provide our API keys. It's very straightforward. Click on add, and you can add your Google Drive, and you can pull in all your Google Sheet from your Drive. You select the Google Sheet. So this is the Google Sheet we're going to be using here. So we have a name, company, email, and status. So status is very important for us in this scenario, whereby we want to be able to grab not started status, knowing this hasn't been, we haven't done a sort of like a presentation write up for it. We haven't touched it. It's still a very cold lead. We just going to be grabbing this and then write the presentation on that. Completed is more or less a way for us to understand that this is already done and we don't need to touch it anymore. Okay. So once we grab that, as you can see, status, which is the status we have here. Once we grab the status, we have not started. So not started is what we will grab. So we grab this third row from the scenario. So once we grab the third row, we then ensure the row does exist with some sort of a filter. You can remove this, you can add this just to ensure there's no bottleneck in what we're trying to achieve. So we then pass it into OpenAI. In order for you to do this, you will need to get an OpenAI AI key to perform this action as well. You can go to openai.com. You can spend as little as $5 to get an API key. It's more or less of a way to, instead of going to ChatGPT to compose a prompt, we're doing it in a programmatic way. So we are not actually on ChatGPT to put it into prompt. We're doing it on our own platform, which will then be sent to ChatGPT to perform the same action, but not using the interface, if you get what I mean. So in this scenario, we are selecting create a chat complete. We are using O4 Mini. Is this one of the cheapest, cost effective modules at the moment? You can use GPT-5 Mini, but that's more expensive. So we don't really think it's ideal to use something that heavy on what we're trying to do here. After you've selected your O4 mini, you select the role which is going to be assist, and then we compose the prompt. If you want this prompt, I can send it to you. You can comment below or send me a DM. Okay, so in this is a very simple prompt. What we're doing is act as a senior B2B market research analyst for a certain company. You want to research the company. So in this scenario, what we have here is Polymarket. It's going to be a company that is going to be researched. As you can see, here, grabbing a company name. So it's grabbing a company name from the first Google Sheet. We are expecting the company overview, service they provide, their target markets. And if you go down to the requirements, we also want to see how both companies, both consulting company and also the poly market company, how the sort of synergy of what they can provide their services. So it does research the company called SafeBus and then research company called Poly Markets and see ways of the services Save Boss can provide to the market, basically. So based on this data or research we're using from ChatGPT, we then pass it into the Gamma app. So in the Gamma app, we connect that using the API key I explained earlier. So in order for you to get your API key, you need to be on a pro account. So for you to get API key, once you get the API key, just come in here. You can just click on add and you connect it. In order to get the module, just click on Add Module. You search for Gamma app. As you can see here, Gamma, Gamma. We are using the create from a template. So what that means is we already have an existing template that we follow. Based on that existing template, we just push in new content data into it, and the Gamma app just manipulates and put things in the right positions in a template we have already. Gamma app also needs some sort of a prompt to understand what the presentations will be about. So in this scenario, we have some sort of a structure that it's going to have to follow. So we have the about us, about the company, save us, the services to provide, and also we have the proposal objectives, which we get from the ChatGPT and ChatGPT produced output, which we then ask it to work on. We also have the slides, what needs to be on slide one to slide as much as we want. So in this scenario, we're using up to slide 10. And once we have that, we can just use that and push that into Gamma, and it creates and generates the proposal for us. If you want the Gamma prompt, I can also send that across. Okay. So once this is complete, we then have to, we don't really need this, but we are using this based on this scenario we want it for. So once this is complete, we want to grab the ID of what was generated, and then we want to push it into ChatGPT once again to review the proposal, compose the email for us, which we then push into Slack. So if I click on this, you'll just see what we are getting is the ID of the document that was just generated from this scenario. Okay, and like I said, we are using this OpenAI. ChatGPT here just to be able to get an understanding of how a sales agent will compose an email based on the research we've had so far in this scenario. So we just, I need you to act as a sales agent, use the details below. We need you to compose an email content supporting the attached presentation. And based on that, we can be able to automate the same type of email that will, work with the brand and image and the brand message we have already before we actually review it or push it out. And once that's done, like I said earlier, we have Slack as a message channel. So what it does is get all the information that you connect your Slack to the flow. You select direct message, the channel ID, what you are looking for, and we just simply send the company details, the name of the company, the name of the point of contact, which is the name here. We have the company and we have the company email. Okay. Just to let you know, this is a dummy data, so it's not real users. Okay. So we have that, and the important part of it is the export URL, which is coming from the Gamma app. Okay, so this export URL gives us the export PDF version or the PowerPoint version, depending on what we want. Once you give us that, it pushes to Slack. Once it's on Slack, and from your sales team or from your internal team can open it, review it, they see the name of the company, the email of the person they need to contact, and the name, and then they can just compose and send the email based off that. We have the email from here as well. Okay. So in the last scenario, like I said earlier, we have various status. So we have complete status, not started status. Um, this is simply just updating the status to complete, like I said earlier. And that's just one of the simplest way to automate writing proposal to clients. You can do this over 1,000 clients you might have. You don't have enough team to keep writing proposals that you need to send out. You can just automate this, review it, 5 minute review. If you need to make some changes, you can just click on the link. You head to Gamma app and you get to open the was composed and you get to make changes based on what you want. So yeah, this is Gamma automation flow. And if you need any help, I'll be very happy to help out. If you need any of the prompt I've used in a scenario, do let me know. And ciao.